Hi there, let's block our knitted piece together. What I have is a bowl of lukewarm water. So when you run the water, you want it to be almost as though it's room temperature. So not too hot, not too cold. When you put your fingers in, it's almost like it's a bath. You don't even feel the water. And then I also have my wool wash. This is by Eucalan and it's pink grapefruit scented. You can get a few different scents. This is the single-use packet, and squeeze a little bit in there. It smells delicious, like pamplemousse. And you just kind of, if you're in the sink, you can just add a little bit of water. And this is it's non-rinse, so you don't have to rinse your piece after you soak it in the water. In fact, the stuff that's in this wool wash protects the wool from moths, any other pests, and yeah, so all you have to do is you can leave it in there. You can leave the wool in there for like 15 minutes, but because this is a brand new piece of knitting, it's not dirty. I'm just going to show it right now. And then you squeeze. You don't want to like wring it very carefully. I mean, very, you don't want to wring it really hard, but you can squeeze the yarn out. Squeeze the water out. Don't squeeze the yarn out. That would be too much. And then you can see that the piece has really grown. All right, so I've squeezed most of the water out just by hand. And then we'll put this water aside. Sometimes, depending on the dye that's used in the yarn, you'll have dye bleed into the water, and that's okay, it's normal. But you want to make sure to wash things separately at first so that you don't turn like all of your other clothing a different color if you're putting this in the machine. Okay, so what I have now is I have a clean cotton washcloth, and I am rolling up the knitted piece in the washcloth. So that's getting even more moisture out. And if I weren't on camera, I would go ahead and step on this towel. That really gets all the moisture out. So if it's a bigger piece, like a shawl or a long scarf or something like that, I'll use a bath towel and I'll roll it up and I will step to get that last bit of water out. Okay. So now we have this finished piece, and I would like to use Coco Knits has these knit blockers. There are 9 that come in a package, and then I would go ahead and just lay out the sock flat or exactly the shape that I want it to be, and then I can just pin it to the block and let it dry overnight. So that's how you do it. Now, if you have a piece that still curls on the edges, even after you've gone through this blocking process and you want to steam it, you go ahead and you heat up your iron to the hottest setting, make sure that you've got water in there, and then you can actually just move the iron over the piece on steam setting and just let the steam like infuse the piece. But I wouldn't press hard on it because you're going to smush the stitches. You can also alternatively put like a light cloth. This one's too heavy, but a light cloth over your piece. And then you can steam over that as well. So it all depends on how much steam you want to get into the piece. But often if you block something and it's still curling on the edges, like if it's super wash wool, doesn't always lay flat, then a steam iron is the way to go. So hope this helps. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, and we'd love to hear your comments about your favorite ways to block.